Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a new bill wants to make the sexual exploitation of a minor a felony-level crime. And some Kentucky businesses are beginning to charge the customer extra for eggs.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. My name's Amelia Lee here with you on this Thursday, February 6th at 5:30 on the dot. And now it's time to check on in with meteorologist Megan Dusmal as a look at our forecast is due at the moment. And I know, Megan, we have been talking about this First Alert Weather Day. You've been updating us about everything that's going on now. What can folks expect as they head out the door this morning? And what kind of weather should they be expecting today?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot to be prepared for this morning. You're looking at that rain, you're looking at the wind, you're looking at some potential for storms as you're heading out the door this morning. One thing you're probably not expecting are those warmer temperatures that you'll be experiencing as you walk out the door too. This is helping build up that storm this morning that we are not too excited for. Let's take a look at that live pinpoint Doppler radar this morning. As you can see, it's continuing to make its way through eastern Kentucky. This is a loop of the past 3 hours, but I'll go ahead and go to right now so you can see what is going on in eastern Kentucky. Really seeing it towards Pikeville this morning. We'll take a look as you're heading more towards Pikeville. You're seeing it in that Phelps area. Feds Creek is looking to see it in just a couple of minutes. Tons of lightning with this system. Looking clear for the most part as you're heading more towards the western portion of our region, but more rain is to come as we're going into the next couple of hours. Here are those temperatures I mentioned, definitely on the warmer side of things. Take a look at Harlan at 67 degrees this morning, same in Monticello. Again, this is what's aiding into building that storm in the next couple hours. Now we're going to look at that forecast highs. Not too much of a difference from what you're seeing right now, so we're not going to see that much of a temperature change for today. Amelia.
All right, thank you, Megan. Well, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children says between 2021 and 2023, the number of online enticement reports increased by more than 300%. These acts, including sexual extortion of minors, prey on online vulnerability. This morning, a new Senate bill will be discussed in the Senate Judiciary Committee meeting to help address this in the Commonwealth. Jessica Umbro reports.
It's not that Kentucky doesn't care, it's that we just haven't kept up with these negative trends and these crimes against children.
Senator Julie Rocky Adams' bill on sexual extortion or sextortion would make the act a felony, establish its penalties, and require school superintendents to notify students in grades 4 and up and all legal guardians of the crime of sexual extortion to educate the public.
Most parents or schools don't even know what to do when something like this happens.
In some cases, victims, including children, take their own lives due to the trauma of being coerced into providing sexually explicit photos and videos, and then being pressured to meet demands to prevent the sexual content from being leaked publicly.
It's here, it's real, and it's devouring the innocence of our youth.
As any piece of legislation makes it through both chambers, changes can be made to modify or to expand upon what the legislation covers. Democratic Senator David Yates says that he's in support of this bill and all of the conversations that come along with it.
I think Senator Rocky Adams is correct in moving this forward, and I support her.
Senator David Yates says throughout the session, work can be done on the bill to further specify how and when the bill would be applied to sexual extortion cases.
I think the idea is to make sure we have the very best piece of legislation passed, and I'm really committed to working with my colleagues in doing that.
And with a similar bill being proposed last year, Senator Rocky Adams says lawmakers have had plenty of conversations about sextortion's impact on Kentuckians of all ages.
It's not new to anybody, it's been out there, and the time is now to act.
In Frankfort, Jessica Umbro, WKYT.
One woman is dead after a house fire in Bell County. Kentucky State Police learned about the house fire in the Page community at around 10:45 Wednesday morning. Troopers say 69-year-old Donna Bird was the woman killed in the fire. There were 3 other people inside the home. All of them were able to escape. Troopers with Kentucky State Police are looking for a wanted woman for multiple charges. Ann Sloan is wanting on charges of arson, wanted endangerment, and fraudulent insurance acts. Troopers say her last known address was in Barberville. If you have any information, you can call the Harlan State Police at 606-573-3131. In Laurel County, police are looking for a missing man. If you take a look at your screen, you can see 38-year-old Brandon Collier. Deputies with the sheriff's office say he was last known to be near London. They say he's 5 feet 9 inches, about 150 pounds. If you have any information, you can call the sheriff's office at 606-864-6600. And in Powell County, officials are asking people to not call 911 if they see a car in the river. If you take a look at your screen, you can see that car. They say that this incident happened in the Turkey Knob area a few days ago. They're not currently able to get the vehicle out of the water safely. They say they're aware of this situation and they will get to it as soon as they can. And that calls to 911 will interrupt dispatch from being able to respond to actual emergencies. The rising cost of eggs is affecting restaurants throughout the country. Large chains like Waffle House are adding temporary surcharges of 50 cents per egg to all orders. But it's the local businesses and bakeries that will really feel the brunt. Grayson Passmore talked with a Lexington cheesecake baker who says she's not left with many options to battle the high egg prices.
In her bakery on West 6th Street, Ruth Ralph works on the latest orders of cheesecakes. But as is the nature of cheesecakes, they're all eggs and cream cheese. So when a bird flu disrupts the poultry industry nationwide, Ralph's Backroads Bakery feels some of the biggest effects.
It's been a struggle. The egg prices this week that were quoted to me were $7.60 a dozen, and by my distributor. And you know, at this point, I'm pretty much spending 10% of my gross sales just to buy eggs to keep up.
Ralph pulled some old invoices and found this time last year she was paying $1.67 a dozen.
Suddenly, you know, you're like, where's all my money going? And you realize it's in the simple products that you're not used to paying that much attention to.
Ralph says there really isn't much she can do to combat the rising cost of ingredients.
I feel like I'm already kind of maxed in the market pricing for this area, and there's really not much more to go.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture predicts egg prices to increase 20.3% throughout 2025. Dairy products are expected to increase 1.3%.
All the bakers, all your breakfast restaurants and stuff are going to be feeling the brunt of that. And probably, I'd say, for the rest of this year. Don't know. We'll see if we can all figure out a way to get through it.
In Lexington, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
Ralph says she'll just wait and see what happens as the egg supply struggles to keep pace with current demand. In Bell County, officials with Middlesboro Independent Schools are closing the rest of the week because of illness. Officials say the school district will utilize non-traditional instruction days today and Friday. During the time kids are off, officials say school staff will clean and sanitize buildings to prepare for kids returning on Monday. Governor Andy Beshear is hosting a Team Kentucky briefing today. Governor Beshear will be joined by Dr. Stephen Stack, the commissioner of the Department for Public Health. The governor plans to discuss a number of topics, including the state's response to natural disasters and severe weather. Well, there is a new electric vehicle charging station in Kentucky. The new EV charging station is at the Circle K in Berea. It's the second EV charging station in the state. It's part of a statewide program to expand the networks of EV chargers. According to Governor Beshear, the station is supported by federal funds. And now, through February 14th, drivers can charge for free at the Berea location through the Circle K Charge app. Well, spring is just around the corner, and so are several community events. The Corbin Tourism Center just wrapped up Finger Lickin' Chicken Fest. Participating restaurants in Corbin offered unique chicken dishes from off the menu. But if you miss this festival, mark your calendars for some upcoming up. March, April, and May will include events like Restaurant Week, return of the Super Bowl at the Corbin Arena, and Colonel Fest to honor Colonel Sanders.
There's a chicken eating contest, of course, and Colonel Sanders look-alike contest, and a lot of other events and activities with that.
These events are a way for the community to discover new restaurants, enjoy quality family time, and support the local businesses around Corbin. To find out dates for these events, they'll be published periodically on CorbinKentuckyTourism.com, or you can follow them on social media. Coming up, many fans were getting paranoid. The iconic metal band Black Sabbath would never return to the stage for one final tour.
And I'll have another look at the incoming storm in eastern Kentucky.